Hey everybody, welcome to Cara's Cucina. I'm Cara de Falco and I have the easiest holiday dessert for you today. We're going to be making a winter fruit crostata. I love crostatas. They are perfect for people who don't like to cook or don't know how to bake, don't enjoy doing anything, but have been asked to bring something to the holiday party. Crostata is the answer. What's a crostata? It's basically an open-faced pie. It's meant to be very rustic, very simplistic, but still beautiful, delicious. So you don't have to get it perfect, and that's what makes them my favorite. So we're gonna be using pie crust. I'm using store-bought today, or you can check out my video on how to make homemade pie crust. I do love it, I do recommend it. But again, if you want this to be fast, simple, and easy, just grab the store-bought stuff, it'll hold up just fine. We're gonna use 1 pear, 1 apple, and the juice of 1 orange. I've got some cinnamon, sugar, craisins, and some sliced almonds as well, and then just a little bit of flour. So the first thing that we are gonna do is just get our fruit cut up. So I've already washed it. It's gonna stay peel on, so no worries there. And we are just gonna get this cut into nice bite-sized pieces, or you can do slices if you wanna arrange the slices in your crostata so they look very pretty. To our fruit, we're gonna add in a scant 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. You can also use raisins if you prefer, but again, since we're kind of sticking with the season, I thought the dried cranberries were a nice touch. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm using what's called turbinado sugar. People sometimes call this brown sugar, but it's not. If you buy brown sugar at the store, you're gonna get a different product. So this is turbinado sugar. And it's basically just less processed sugar, so it's more real cane sugar. I prefer it to white sugar just for health benefits more than anything. White sugar is fine. That would work out just as well. So we're gonna get that in there. We're gonna cut our orange in half. And we're gonna get the juice in here. So we'll get this tossed around a little bit. We're gonna let this all kind of set aside and hang out and get juicy, and the fancy kitchen word for that is macerate. We are going to get our crust prepared. So nice clean work surface. We're just gonna add a little bit of all-purpose flour. Okay. Get our pie crust. So you can find pre-made pie crust at any grocery store in the refrigerator section. And they're all pretty good. I've tried a variety of brands, honestly. I really haven't had trouble with any one of them. So wonky edges are allowed in crostata. That's what makes it easy. Okay, a little more flour. Keep that nearby. Okay. And we're just gonna roll this out so it's a little larger, a little thinner. Make sure this edge is not too crazy here. If you get kind of cracked edges like this, you can just kind of gently, the heat from your hand will help the butter in the pastry kind of bring everything back together. And again, we want it to be thick enough that it's gonna hold all the filling easily, but still large enough that we can wrap it around the filling and have a fair-sized crostata. So the way you kind of want to imagine this is you're gonna use the last 2 inches or so of the edge to fold over. So if you kind of look at it that way, you know, you're only gonna get about this much in terms of the center and the filling. So just to keep that in mind as you're rolling out your crust. So this looks pretty good to me. So this is one of my favorite little tricks with the rolling pin. You can actually just really gently roll the crust around the pin so it's easy to lift. I've got my cookie sheet here with some parchment paper, and now we can just unroll. My parchment paper would sit still into our cookie sheet. So this is ready for filling here. And again, I'm not worried about this overhang because we're gonna fold this over the center once we get our fillings in. So we have our fruit, it's been hanging out. We can see there's lots of juices on the bottom. Now we actually kind of want to leave those in there because otherwise this will become too wet and it won't hold up. We won't be able to serve it. But what we are gonna do is kind of take our slices and we'll start in the center. And again, if you did slices and you want to sit and lay them out, by all means, this is what you can do. If you did just big pieces, just dump the whole thing in there. Again, just without the juices. I am just placing these kind of overlapping in a spiral. It'll just kind of make a pretty kind of floral pattern. Again, you could do layers up and down. You could do, again, really anything you want. So sometimes you guys send me great pictures of stuff that you've made off of recipes that I've given you, and I love to see them because you guys come up with all kinds of great stuff. You'll notice for now I'm leaving the craisins out because we're just gonna kind of sprinkle those on top once we have everything else in here. Now that we have our filling in our crostata, we're just gonna take, you can see I left a good 2 inches all the way around the edge. So now we're gonna just gently kind of fold this in, and you can do this in a couple of different ways if you wanna add a little pattern to it by kind of folding it over itself. And you can do that kind of at different intervals depending on what you want it to look like. A little poke through there, again, just the heat from your hands will kind of help fix that if you need it. We are going to do a little egg wash around the edge of our crust with some sugar, and we're gonna get some sliced almonds on top of this. So egg wash we just do to kind of give that crust that really golden brown sort of flaky look to the top of it. My pastry brush is missing in action, so I'm just gonna use the fork. But again, just wanna kind of gently get that on there. And then this is what's gonna help the sugar stick to the outside as well. A little more sugar. This is the other reason why I like this sugar, because it's a great finishing sugar, because it's got those nice big pieces. All right, cinnamon sticks. Any whole spice you can just do on a microplane. Obviously, pre-ground cinnamon is fine too. I just like doing this. I love how it smells. And I think they hold up a little bit longer. I use whole spices a lot, especially in the fall and winter time for things like mulled cider and wine, just to make the house smell good, decorations on pastries. So I usually have plenty of these around this time of year. And last but not least, if I can get it open. There we go. We're gonna top this with some sliced almonds. This bad boy is going in a 350-degree oven for 40 minutes. Once your crostata is done and out of the oven, you can see it's got that beautiful golden brown color all around. Your almonds have started to get toasty. Fruit juices are melty and sugary. It's just going to be absolutely delicious. Super simple, easy holiday dessert for you. That is it for this week in the Cucina. Guys, you can get this recipe at caradefalco.com. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button here at the channel. Also the bell icon so you always know when the next recipe is on deck. You can follow me, Facebook and Instagram at Cara Defalco. I will see you guys next time. Buon appetito.